Good morning, children. How are you all? I hope you are enjoying your vacation. Now you have enjoyed a lot. Come back to studies. I am here to explain you history and geography. So first we will begin with lesson number 2 of history. Historiography, Indian tradition. Now what is historiography? To collect historical sources and carry out its comparative analysis. The historians used to collect whatever resources are available to them and they would come to some conclusion. Examine relevant references of the available information and critically examine various sources of history. So they will make a thorough study of the resources available to them and then they wrote a book. This is known as historiography. Indian history is divided into 3 periods: ancient period, medieval period and modern period. In ancient period, people did not know to read and write. So whatever they saw, they came to some conclusion and they wrote a book on it. Some of the information were passed from one generation to another. And when the people learned to write, then they wrote a book on that. So first we will learn about ancient period. The earliest known written documents found in Indian are the form of inscriptions. People would draw pictures of any material, anything that they knew, and they would draw it on the walls or on the sculptures or on the pillars. And then the historians made a thorough study of that and they wrote a book on it. The inscriptions began to occur on coins, metal images and sculptures and copper plates from 1st century CE. During excavation, some coins, metal images, sculptures were discovered which belonged to the 1st century. The first known specimen of writing was found on the rocks, inscriptions and stone pillars dated to 3rd century BCE. It was inscribed during the rule of Mauryan Emperor Ashoka. Then some inscriptions were discovered and something was written on the stone sculpture which belonged to the 3rd century. It is believed that this inscription belonged to the Mauryan Emperor Ashoka. Epics like Ramayana, Mahabharata, Puranas, Buddhist and Jain religious texts are also written sources of ancient period. Now when Ramayana and Mahabharata occurred, that time people did not know to read or write. So orally it was passed from one generation to another. And when the people learned the technique of writing, then Ramayana and Mahabharata were written. So Ramayana and Mahabharata belong to the ancient period. Even the other books like Puranas, Buddhist and Jain religious texts, they were also passed oral, the information was passed orally from one generation to another. Harshacharit, a biography of King Harsh, written by Bana Bhatt in the 7th century CE, portrays a realistic picture. So Harshacharit is a book written by Bana Bhatt, which gives us the biography of King Harsh. It was written in the 7th century, which gives us a lot of information about the cultural life of the people during the rule of King Harsh. In the 12th century CE, Kalhana wrote Raj Tarangini, a book on the history of Kashmir. Then in 12th century, Kalhana wrote a book named Raj Tarangini. This book gives us the information of the history of Kashmir. Then this is the picture of a copper plate which was excavated at Sohagaura. Sohagaura is a name of a place in the Gorakhpur district of Uttar Pradesh. And this plate is believed to be from the Mauryan period. The symbols inscribed on the plate are indicative of a tree, mountain and structure with 4 pillars and a granary. Now what is there in this picture? There is a picture of the trees, mountains and pillars which gives us some information, and the granary is also there, which tells us that during the time of famine, how peacefully the king would distribute grains to the common people. Now we come to the medieval Indian historiography. This period, many foreigners came to India and they wrote books, what they saw about the flora and fauna in India. The first book written during this period was by Ziauddin Barani. He wrote a book titled Tarike-Firoz Shahi, in which he wrote about the impact of the teachings of the wise, learned, and saints on the cultural life of the people. So Ziauddin Barani wrote a book, Tarike-Firoz Shahi, in which he described whatever he saw in India. He said that there were many saints in India, and the teaching of these saints have a good impact on the life of the common people. Then the next book was written by Babar. He wrote a book, Tuzuke Babari. In this book, Babar described the battles that were fought by him. Then Akbarnama was written by Abul Fazl. It is an analysis of historical information based on authentic documents. The historians in medieval India were influenced by Arabic and Persian historiography. The practice of adding suitable poetic quotes and beautiful pictures was introduced. In the king's court, people used to praise the king by saying beautiful quotes and songs and all that. They used to praise the king this way. Then the other document of medieval period is Bakhar. Bakhar means to tell the news or record of happenings. It is also called biography of eminent statesmen of the Maratha period. Now during the Maratha period, the biographies of kings were written, which is known as Bakhar. We get description of prevalent social conditions and history, detailed description of Shivaji Maharaj, Bhau Sahib Peshwa, and of Panipat battle. So in this Bakhar, we come to know about the biography of Shivaji Maharaj, Bhau Sahib Peshwa, and the battles that were fought in Panipat. For example, Sabasad Bakhar, written by Krishnaji Anand Sabasad. So Sabasad Bakhar is a name of a book which is written by Krishnaji Anand Sabasad, which gives us biography of Shivaji Maharaj and Bhau Sahib Peshwa. Then another book, Bhau Sahibanchi Bakhar, describes Battle of Panipat. These are the books written in the medieval period. Sir Alexander Cunningham, he was the first Director General of the Archaeological Survey of India. Under his leadership, many ancient sites were excavated. Then Sir John Marshall, he made a study on Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. In 1920, when the construction of the railway line was done between Lahore and Multan, many new types of bricks were discovered. This aroused the interest of the archaeological department, and Sir John Marshall found out that there were cities of Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. Sir James Mill, he wrote a book, History on British India. This is the first book on Indian history by a British historian. Then the History of India, written by Mount Stuart Elphinstone. A History of Marathas, written by Grant Duff. This was the first book written by the British officer about Indian people. Then Colonel Todd's Annals of Rajasthan. He wrote the history of Rajasthan. Then Sir William Wilson Hunter wrote a book on a brief history of India, which was written in 2 volumes. The various ideological frameworks. After this, there are other books also which are given different names. The first one is colonial historiography. When the Britishers were ruling over India, India was divided into colonies. Then the history that was written about these colonies is known as colonial historiography. And these books are mainly written by the British officers. They justified the colonial rule. The 5 volumes of Cambridge History of India is the example of colonial historiography. This book gives us a clear information about the British rule in India. Then Orientalist historiography. Many European historians who had curiosity about countries in the East were known as Orientalists. Now many European people who were very eager to write the history about the Eastern countries, and they wrote the book. Such writing of history is known as Orientalist historiography. Sir William Jones and Frederick Max Muller are known as Orientalist historians, because these two people have written many books about the Eastern countries. The nationalist historiography. English educated Indian historians felt the need to restore the pride in the glory of ancient Indian culture. Their writings are known as nationalist historiography. So many educated Indians who were very keen to present the glory of past India. They wanted to show that India was a very rich country in the past. So they wrote the book, which is known as nationalist historiography. They criticized the prejudiced history of ancient India written by British officers. So these Indians, they criticized the British officers. They were not happy by what the British officers have written about India. The Indian historians wanted to create awareness among Indian masses through their writings about the country's rich past. So these historians, they criticized the British officers and then they presented to the people about the richness of the India, of richness of India. And they created awareness among the people that in the past, India was a very rich country. Then Marxist history. After independence, people now started paying more attention towards the development of the country. Many industries were set up. So there were some historians who wrote history of industries. So the writings of Marxist historians focus on the means of production, modes of production, and the industrial relations. So historians wrote about industries. They describe industries, how the production takes place, what are the modes of production. All this writing is known as Marxist historiography. Then subaltern history. Children, in ancient period, Hinduism was divided into four subcastes: Brahmins, Vaishyas, Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. Shudras have no status in the society. So many historians said that the history should be written on the bottommost rank of the society. Mahatma Jyotirao Phule, he drew attention to the exploitation of women and Shudras in his book Gulamgiri. Then Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar in his books Who Were the Shudras and the Untouchables. These two books were written by Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar, in which he wrote about the injustice done to the Dalits and their role in shaping the cultural and political aspect of India. So these books, which were written by Mahatma Phule and Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar, is known as subaltern historiography. Feminist history. In ancient period, women were given secondary status. They were denied education. They were not allowed to come out of the houses. But there were some ladies, there were some women who got educated themselves and they wrote a book. This is known as feminist history. For example, Tarabai Shinde, she wrote a book, Stri Purush Tulna. She overcame all the obstacles from the society. She got educated and she wrote this book. So this is the end of the lesson.